Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Today is my plant update video. So here we go. We got lots of updates that I'm going to share with you right now.
When I saw the girl called Ladybird, I bet.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today is my plant update video. This week is fertilizing week, so at the end of the video I will show you all the fertilizers that I currently use on all my plants that are going to be fertilized. So as always, we're going to start with the poinsettia. The poinsettia, as you can see, is growing quite well right there. So right now we're still in the month of April. So right now, if you have a poinsettia, the only thing you need to be doing right now is just watering it until May, and then in May we're going to repot this guy so it has more room to grow and become a bigger poinsettia, which is going to be very exciting for me. So now we're going to move on to the Easter cactuses. So here are the Easter cactuses, and they're doing quite well right now. Right now they're just steadily growing new leaves, which is very, very exciting. So what I do with my Easter cactuses, as long as with my Christmas cactuses, is I will feel the soil. If the soil feels dry to me, I will water it. But since this week is fertilizing week, I'm not gonna worry about watering it right now, because I'm just gonna use the fertilizer with water and that will do its job right there. So here's the last Easter cactus. As you can see, there are no buds on this guy at this moment, but it's steadily growing new leaves everywhere. Again, if it's not fertilizing week, I would usually feel the soil. If the soil feels dry to me, I will water it. If not, I will leave it alone for that day, and I just check it every day, every morning when I get up. It's kind of like my routine now. I get up, I come check the plants. If they're good, then I move on. The soil that I do use, I love the soil. I highly recommend this soil if you're not very good at making sure your plants are watered. It's like you're not into the routine where you check your orchids, you check your plants every morning, like I do. So the soil that I would highly recommend is the Miracle-Gro Moisture Control. They're not sponsoring this video. I just really, really love their product. What this soil does, it will water your plant as it is needed. That way you're not overwatering it and you're not underwatering it, which is amazing, by the way. So yeah, definitely have that soil if you are not into a routine where you check your plants every day. So even sometimes for me, I don't check them every day. I check them every other day at the most. So this soil really helps me out and it saves my plants quite a lot. So now we're gonna move on to the Christmas cactuses, which again, right now, the only thing you should expect is more leaves. Like this guy is doing right here. It's just doing leaves and leaves and leaves. That's all you can expect from the Christmas cactus at this point. It's just more and more leaves. So and here's this one right here, which is growing new leaves. So we've got some new leaves right there that are growing, which is very exciting and pretty. I love it. And then we have this Christmas cactus right here. This guy is already growing a couple new leaves right there. It's got a new leaf right there. It's got a new leaf right here. And I think that's all the new leaves this guy is producing right now. So if you wanted to grow more Christmas cactuses, it's very, very simple. You just cut off one of the leaves at the end right here, and then you just plant it into soil. That's basically it. And you'll get more cactuses that way. So if you wanted to have like a whole room full of cactuses, that's all you had to do. You can do the same thing with Easter cactuses. That's why I love these cactuses. They're so easy to grow. They're so easy to grow more of if you want more, which I do not want right now. But I think I will definitely show you guys how to do that. later this year. It might be next month when I'm repotting the poinsettia. That might be the time I show you how you cut a Christmas cactus or an Easter cactus. I might do both. You cut those off and then you plant them and you watch them grow. So that might be something I do next month. So now we're gonna move on to the aloe, which is growing quite well. We got this nice new leaf growing. This one has a nice new leaf growing. If you are accident prone, like I am for sure, and you burn yourself quite a lot, definitely have one of these guys inside. But I always recommend to have one outside as well, because what the aloe plant does is the mother plant will produce up to 10 babies a year. That way you never have to run out of aloe plants. So you never have to go to the store and buy aloe. You have the all natural aloe right here, which is amazing. I love it. So definitely have an aloe plant inside and then have one outside, because the mother plant outside will produce up to 10 babies a year. So it's really, really cool to have a mother plant outside, which I do, and she keeps growing. It's amazing. Right now she has 3 babies outside, so it's very, very interesting. So I'm gonna get to the avocado seeds, and it does not look like they're growing any roots yet. It's drinking water. It's drinking lots of water, but it's not growing any roots yet. I might have to give up on that, even though my mom loves avocados. I might have to give up on that at this point. I don't know. So we're gonna move on to the orchids. So here is one of my Phalaenopsis orchids right here. I only have Phalaenopsis orchids because I love them so much. They're so easy to care for. So all of my Phalaenopsis orchids are in water. Mine are in full water culture. Full water culture is where you have them in 10% of water all the time, and mine love it. So if you want to get into water culture, you just pick which one you want. The full water culture is in water 24/7. The semi-water culture is in water about 5 days out of the week, depending on your environment. That's why I would always go for full water culture first, because you don't have to take them out of water every so often. So if you want to try water culture, try it for 3 months. And if your orchid likes that, keep going. It's awesome. The water I recommend for these is either distilled water or rainwater. Those are the best, because if you use tap water, you have to test the hardness of your tap water, which I don't want to do. So I just buy distilled water, or I get some rainwater from outside, because distilled water is like very, very cheap depending where you live. I know down here in Florida it's like 99 cents, maybe $1. So this guy is growing quite well. Again, you only want to put them in 10% of water, and the rest will be in air. So we got that one. We got this one who's doing quite well. I see a new leaf. It's so freaking small, I can barely see it. But there is a new leaf. We got this root growing right here. We got some more roots growing in the bottom. What I do every time I either change the water or I fertilize the orchid is I check the roots every time. That way I'm on top of the roots. I check to see if they are healthy roots or if they are dead roots, which I usually get a couple dead roots every so often. The way you can tell from a healthy root from a dead root is if you feel the root and it does not collapse on you so easily. So you barely squeeze it and it does not collapse. It's very firm. That is a very healthy root, and you want to keep that. If it doesn't keep its shape when you barely squeeze it, it's a dead root, and you need to cut it off. I mean, we need to cut it off to the part where the root is firm. And what I just use my shears. I put a flame to it. You can either do a flame or rubbing alcohol on the shears and just use that, or you can use both methods. I used both methods at one point. Now I just use a flame because it's just so easy for me to do. So yeah, that's what you do when you have roots that need to be cut off. The same goes for the flower spikes. If the flower spike is like a brown color and it's very, it collapses really easily when you touch it. It's not this green color. Then it's time to cut it back to the point where it is a nice green color. Usually they change color when it's time for them to go, but this one has been in spike for a while. I think it's been almost a year. I want to say almost a year. I'm not exactly sure, but I think almost a year. But this guy is growing quite well. There is, it likes my hair. There is a flower, there are roots, there's not flower spikes. There are roots growing right under here. It's so hard to tell. Don't know if you guys can see, but there are roots right there growing. That's all I can see right now besides this flower spike, which is constantly growing. I like it when the flower spikes are just growing like they're naturally. I don't clip them to anything. I just let them grow the way they want to grow, and that's it. You can find Phalaenopsis orchids pretty much everywhere now. Phalaenopsis orchids are like the common orchids you can find. They're at grocery stores, they're at Home Depot places, they're at nurseries. I would just do research to find the best price if you want to save as much money as possible like I do. I know if I go to Lowe's, I'm saving the most money possible when I go to Lowe's. Because Lowe's is a little bit cheaper for their orchids and they're more well taken care of than other places I find them at. So here is my other Phalaenopsis, who is growing a leaf right there, and the roots are growing quite well. You're gonna have area roots. That's fine. There's no way to keep the area roots from being in the air at this point. So if you have roots that are growing straight up, it's fine. The orchids have their own mind sometimes. So if they want to grow roots in the air, they're going to grow roots in the air. It's just what they do. You can't stop it. So then we have this Phalaenopsis orchid, which is growing quite well. We have this leaf right here, which is yellowing off. It's going to fall off any day now. I'm a little worried about it because it's not the bottom leaf, even though I can see this bottom leaf starting to change color. But right now I have no signs that it's anything that's part of the environment. It just might be the life cycle of the orchid. Sometimes when you have orchids and they're starting to die off like that and there's no known cause why it's doing it, it might just be the orchid's time to go, which is, it happens from time to time, but definitely not something you should freak out about. Which is why I have so many, because I have some dying me for no reason. There's no bugs in my home because I don't keep the back door open anymore. So yeah, it just happens sometimes. So now I'm gonna get to the fertilizer that I use in the soil that I highly recommend for your plants that have to be in soil like mine. So the first one is this potting soil, which you can find at any Home Depot or Lowe's or Amazon, which is where I got this one from. I will try to remember to put all the links to everything off Amazon in the description below, so definitely go check that out at the end of the video if you want to get some more, if you want to check these out. So this is the Miracle-Gro Moisture Control. Again, this helps your plant stay watered if you can't water it every day or you can't check on it every day. It does do that. It will water your plant as the plant is needed. That way you never underwater or you never overwater, which is amazing, which is why I love it. So I have a bag of that for next month when I'm going to repot the poinsettia. Always have potting soil on hand just in case you have to repot a plant every so often. So now we're going to go to the Miracle-Gro potting soil. Not potting soil, the fertilizer. This is the current fertilizer I use. I got this either at a Home Depot or a Lowe's, but you can also find this on Amazon. I use this for all of my plants except the orchids. This is not for the orchids, this is for everything else that needs to be fertilized. So now we're gonna go to the fertilizers I use for my orchids, depending if they're just growing leaves or if they're in spike. And spike means they're growing flower spikes and they're gonna be producing blooms very, very soon. So this is for the orchids that are in spike or have blooms, like this big guy right here. If you have these flower spikes, this is the fertilizer to use. So this is the 20-20-20. This is for, no, this one, I'm sorry. This one is for the regular orchids that do not have flower spikes at all. So if you're just growing leaves and you're growing roots like this guy, you want to use this one. This is for just regular orchids that don't have flower spikes, just for leaves and root growth. So that's the one you want to use for that. And this one is for the ones who have flower spikes. If you have flower spikes or you have buds, this is the one to use. So this is the blooming formula. It'll help your orchid bloom. And what I do, not everybody does this, but this is what I do. This is what my orchids like. I put water and I put the fertilizer together in a bowl and I set it in my kitchen because that's where they stay, because I have a timer in there. And I put them in the fertilized water, and I set a timer for 1 hour. That's what my orchids like. They be in the fertilized water for 1 hour. Then I take them out and then I put them in clean water if it needs to be changed. And then that's gonna be it for them for that week. I do it every 2 weeks as is recommended on the label. So yeah, that's how I fertilize my orchids, every 2 weeks. So that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it, share it to our community, and subscribe if you are new here. I do new videos every week. So thank you guys so much for watching, and hit that bell so you never miss a video. I do videos all the time. At least 3 times a week I do videos on this channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.